So today's authentic tip is reflection on nonverbal communication. So I'm going to give you an example of some of the ways that I've recognized or heightened my ability to become more congruent in my nonverbal communication. So in my corporate life, I used to belong to several boards, and in those boardrooms, what I was tasked at doing was to be able to read sometimes 10 to 12 people at any given point. And these were companies that I would report to, and it would tell them about what was happening with their psychological needs or the health and wellness needs of their employees. So in those rooms, I often would be sitting with the heads of union, heads of HR, sometimes a CEO, COO. What became very important to recognize was that my role was to discuss strategy for wellness. But in those rooms, there oftentimes were competing needs. So sometimes union was trying to hold their position, HR was trying to help everyone in the room understand their strategy. Maybe the CEO or the senior executives were trying to discuss strategy. So my role became understanding what was being said, what was not being said. So like 93% is not being said. So I would read their nonverbals and ask them questions if they came across as a bit flushed, or if their tone was a bit rushed, or potentially if there was maybe potentially triangulation, which is something where two other people are used to kind of be brought into a discussion. So I often say that my skills got heightened just by having to report to these boards on an ongoing basis. So again, like I talked about, your presentation, your tone of voice, your intonation of your voice, looking at someone's, are they using eye contact? Are they deflecting and not looking at you? So try to think when you're speaking, like I said earlier this week, what is this person not saying? What emotionally is going on for them? And ask them or try to gently challenge them. Sometimes when their words aren't matching their tone of voice, or their potentially their eye contact with you. What that does with time is that heightens your ability to recognize what's going on and right in front of you, and it makes it a lot easier as leaders. Obviously you're going to be practicing these things, but also, people will feel more connected because you're getting to the potentially the root of what is going on right in front of you. So what I invite you to do is to practice, and if you don't want to do it at work, try it at home. Try it with your children, which can oftentimes be fun, or your partner. So this is Roxanne from the Authentic Connection Movement. Would love to hear from you if you're wanting more information. I'm a mental health and wellness expert. Take care. Bye-bye.